This is for the April 15th Murals of Diego Rivera lesson. Here we have a picture of his mural. He painted this on the side of the building. It's extremely detailed. It almost looks like a picture that he took. And today we're going to find out what was the people's reaction to all of the murals, and also, like, how did he come up with this idea, and how did other people feel about it? Always type your name and your section number here. Okay, this is an article published for NPR in 2009, which discusses the murals that Diego Rivera painted for Ford in Detroit, Michigan. I'm going to first start by going underneath the reading and looking at the first few questions. So here I know that I'm going to have to read paragraphs 1 and paragraph 2. Paragraph 1 is literally this one sentence, and then paragraph 2 is starts after that. So when you're looking at paragraph numbers, count the very first one. The images are iconic. Count that as its own paragraph. So here I have the question. In paragraph 1, the author writes that Diego's images are iconic. According to the examples listed in paragraph 2, which of the following is correct meaning of iconic images? So we want to know what he meant when he wrote that they were iconic. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to read paragraphs 1 and 2. Remember, this is paragraph 1 and paragraph 2 starts here. The images are iconic. Assembly workers with tools raised in a frozen moment of manufacturing. Doctors and scientists stand near a child in a nativity scene that pays tribute to medicine. Secretaries and accountants, heads bowed, fingers on the typewriters, and adding machines. One panel even shows Henry Ford, the founder of the Ford Motor Company, seeming to watch a collection of unseen workers below him. So, like I said, this is just one of the murals. This is the mural described in the very first sentence, but he had other murals that were also at the Ford factory. And so one of the murals is the assembly workers, but then he also painted doctors and scientists. He also painted secretaries and accountants, and then he finally painted Henry Ford, an inventor. So we want to keep that in mind when we read the number 1. So we have the choices. They are images of a religious nature that you would see in church. Well, I know that this picture, or this mural here, is not religious. So I know that it's not A. They are painted in a simple style so that they are not realistic or lifelike. Again, you can go up to the portrait of the mural and you can see that it almost looks like a picture. So to say that it's not realistic would be false. It is very realistic. So I know that B is also wrong. They are meant to represent types of people or professions rather than specific individuals. Okay, so again, I have my picture up here. These are definitely workers. Then in my first sentence, I have doctors and scientists. Those are also types of vocations or jobs. Then I have secretaries and accountants. So those seem very general to me. So I'm thinking maybe C could be correct, but I'm going to check D just in case. They are promoting business owners looking down on their workers. So maybe the final one, this final sentence about one panel even shows Henry Ford, founder of Ford Motor Company, seeming to watch a collection of unseen workers below him. I could see where that would be true, but the majority of the paintings are about job types and not just individual people, and definitely not like an owner looking down on a worker. So the majority would be this letter C. or this third answer. They are meant to represent types of people or professions. So almost all of the paintings have people of different professions and not individuals. There's only one that focuses on an individual. So I'm going to continue my reading, and I'm going to try to answer number 2. According to paragraph number 6, what role did Frida Kahlo play in the mural project? I also see down here that this question takes place in paragraph 6 as well, so I'm going to look at that. What caused Diego to paint all the walls of the garden? So I'm looking for what is Frida's place in this mural project, and then also why does he paint all of the walls? So again, this is paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Soon thereafter, Rivera and his wife, painter Frida Kahlo, arrived in Detroit and began studying and photographing the Ford automotive plant on the Rouge River. So I'm going to pause there. I read that Frida is part of the studying and the photographing. So I'm going to find my answer in number 2 that reflects that. Where does it tell me that she was there to photograph it and also to study it? Which answer tells me that? I'm going to keep reading for that second question about why did he paint all of the walls of the garden. The factory so fascinated and inspired Rivera that he soon suggested painting all 4 walls of the garden court. Ford and Valentiner agreed, and soon Rivera's commission was expanded. So he brings it up. He suggests that he does it. And so which one of these would show us that he was so fascinated by it that he wanted to do the rest of the walls?